Hey, what's up everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today I'm very excited to show you this latest s.h.figuarts Zamasu Potara from the Dragon Ball Super. Let's take a closer look at the box. So it's a pretty standard box, and also this Zamasu is actually a web exclusive, so you can see it's looking very cool with the mutated arms here, and here it wrote the Dragon Ball Super. And yep, so at the side there's nothing much. Same goes for here. There's some images of the figure, and at the back looks pretty interesting because it has a few accessories. So let's get this open. Okay, so this is the figure right out of the box. Let's take a closer look. Okay, Zamasu Potara is actually a fusion between the Goku Black with the, of course, the god Zamasu, as you can see on the screen now. So he actually bear the resemblance of both characters, and when the Goku Black have the fusion with Zamasu, he's actually in the state of Super Saiyan, so his hair is actually in pink. They call it the Goku Black in the rose form. So that's why when they merge, the hair, instead of pink, it turns into white. So it actually looks very good for the white hair. I always thought that Goku will end up in the white hair as well. So you can see his face here. Still have the Goku, sort of like Goku Black face as well, and he have the Potara earrings at both sides. The costume is pretty much of the Zamasu costume. So they are in green. Okay, looking very good. This piece here is actually soft, so when you pose his leg, it wouldn't hinder as much. Okay, and these two pieces is also movable. Okay, so the detail is very nice. It's very, I mean, as usual, s.h.figuarts for the Dragon Ball line, they usually do it very detailed. So let's take a look at the articulations. Okay, so for the articulation, I would think that it's pretty much standard as any of the character. So you can look up this much and look down this much. The head, there's a joint at the neck as well. You can see it's not just the head movement; it's also movement on the neck. So it's like a two-in-one combinations of the joint. So it's very nice. The head can the hand can move freely because this piece here is actually how do you put it, it's movable, it's articulable, and so but you must also be very careful because the joint connecting to his arm is actually pretty fragile, I would say. So there's an arm swivel that you can see. Okay, can pretty much go all the way up. Then there's a double joint elbow. Okay, and of course the hands can move. Okay, for the torso, there's also the joint that you can see it moves pretty well. You can bend pretty much forward, and there's no exposed gap, which is good. And you also can bend pretty much backward, and there's no gap as well. So it's very good. This piece here, yeah, it can actually turn as well. So this piece here is actually a separate piece, so it doesn't hinder any movement. As for the leg, of course you can't really do a split. You can, but you would stretch these two plastic into okay, sorry, my bad, it doesn't really stretch it because it's a soft plastic, so it actually allow the full movement, and it won't do any damage to it. And there's a swivel here, but there's a leg swivel, okay, on the joint. Okay, and there's a double jointed knee. As you can see, he can do a pretty much pose without the costume does not really hinder it. He can even do a forward kick very well. Doesn't damage any, I mean the The soft rubber, this is not plastic, sorry, this is actually more like a rubber, so it doesn't really hinder much, but I would not recommend you to put him in this state for a long period of time, because after that when you try to move it back you might get something like this. But anyway, over time you can just push it back in, it should work. Okay, and the leg, of course, okay, there's no movement here, you can't turn it, and there's a joint here, and there's also a toe hinge. Okay, so that's all for the accessories. Let's move into the, I'm sorry, that's all for the articulation. Let's move into the accessories. Okay, so as you can see right here, I mentioned that he actually comes with quite a number of accessories. So it's all here. Let's go through the hands. So he comes with a pair of closed fist hands, which is on the figure, and a pair of karate chops hands. Okay, and then a pair of hands for the ready to fight kind of movement. Okay, it's very interesting that they don't give the same shape. They actually change it a little bit. Okay, and then there's an additional right hand. I believe this is for when he called the blades of judgment, if I'm not wrong. Yep, they call it the blade of judgment, which is from this halo. This halo actually he formed this halo behind him, and then when he summoned the blades of judgment from the halo, it will just shoot a barrage of blades to the enemy, and when the blades hit the ground, it will actually explode. Okay, so these are the hands, and of course he comes with these huge hands. The reason why he actually have these hands is because Zamasu is a god himself, but Goku Black is actually immortal. I'm sorry, Goku Black is mortal and Zamasu is immortal because he's a god. So when he taken damage, of course Zamasu will not be injured, but the Goku Black will. That is why his arm actually, this part of him actually is the Goku Black when he got the damage. So he turns something like this, and which is also why I explained that they also have these two face plates, which is like half of it is like mutated. Okay, it's very nice. So this part I believe is actually Goku Black, and this is the immortal Zamasu. Okay, it's very, very detailed. Okay, of course there is also another, before that he also comes with, they actually think of letting you to change the neck portions when you are using this face, so it's actually matching. That's very considerate of them. So there's also another face of before he has taken any damage. So this is basically a two-figure figure that you can actually buy two of it, and then one is the normal form, and another one is after they have taken the damage. Okay, so I think a lot of you are actually buying two just because of this. And yep, and this piece here is actually for the halo to actually hang onto the Tamashi stand, which they didn't give again. So they just expect you to actually buy that stand and have this to be, you know, even the manual, the instruction manual actually says that the stand is sold separately. Okay, so it's so cheapskate of them that they can't even give us a stand. Okay, so let's go to the next session. Okay, so before I go into the size comparison, I would like to show you how to actually do him into the battle damage version of the Zamasu. Okay, so first of all, you just need to pop up the heads, and of course you need to take out this piece here. You need to put your fingernail in this position to remove the neck. Pretty interesting. So you need to have some fingernails before you do it. Okay, so it came off. Okay, notice there's a recess here. They call it the recess area, extra area. It's supposed to be put in with this bump here. Okay, so the neck part should have something similar, which is here. Okay, And so this is the portion at the back. Okay, so you just need to put it back in. Okay. Okay, so like that. And to change the face, just pop the front hair off. Okay, take off the face. And let's put this wicked smile. Okay, and be very careful because the hair are extremely sharp. You might just poke yourself, which I already did a few times. You can see the holes here because the shorter hair around the back of his head is very sharp. Okay, so you just put it back in. Okay, voila. Okay, and to change the arms, it mentions that you have to hold it like that to take it out. Okay, so that it doesn't fall off, and it's also to protect the joint, like I mentioned earlier, that you don't just break it, you just hold it tight. Okay, and then okay, just pop it back in. Okay, so this is how it looks like. The big arms. Okay, and next I'm going to show you how to put on his halo. Okay, so you can see there's a hole here which is meant for these portions. Okay, just need to pop it in. Okay, and then there's another hole below, is for you to put the joint, the stand. This is the s.h.figuarts stand, which is sold separately. Okay, so this is how it looks like with the stand. Let me see. Okay, it just mentions that you need to hang this portion at his back here. I'm not sure why. Oh, maybe it's for the flying purpose. Yeah, let's try it. Sorry. Actually, I don't really feel good about doing that. I might just scrape off some of the paint on the clothes. Let's try again. Oh, okay. So it does click. You go from the below first, and then you push the top. Then you hear the snap. Okay. And sorry, not the snap, the click. If you snap, then it'll be something bad. Okay, so you just put it back on, and let's see if this can support Zamasu. Okay, looks like it works. I'll show it to you guys. Okay, so you can see that the is actually floating off the stand. So it's all on this clip that is supporting the characters. So it's pretty cool though. Okay, so let's go to the size comparison. Okay, so for the size comparison, of course, I will compare him with the Goku Black and also the Trunks. From both are actually from the Dragon Ball Super series. Right up next, I'll compare him with the latest Super Saiyan God Vegeta, as well as the latest Super Saiyan God Son Goku. And right up next, let's compare to the gods. This is Whis, as well as Beerus. And right up next, I'll compare him with the Android 21, as well as the Super Buu from the Buu Saga. And lastly, let's compare him with the Frieza 2.0, as well as the Dragonza Frieza First Form. Okay, so my final verdict for this guy is actually, to be honest, I totally forgotten the part where he emerged I remember the parts that Trunks is fighting with Goku Black, but when this one comes out, I don't really have much memory on it, but it does looks very good. And since it has the so many options to play with, I decided to add him to my collections. And of course, the details are non-deniably there, and it's very good with all the interchangeable faces, and the form that he can be, or he can just be a normal Potara Zamasu, or he can be the damaged one. So this is what interests me to get this figure. I will actually give him a 8 out of 10 because yep, first of all, he's very interesting to have it. I believe it will be very nice to actually add it to your Dragon Ball collections. And furthermore, I'm actually quite a completist in my Dragon Ball, because I almost collect everything except for those SDCC exclusive, which I only get the Kid Goku so far. You can see the review over here. So yeah, so if you are a Dragon Ball Super fans, I will highly recommend it. Otherwise, if you don't like Super and you're just fine with the Dragon Ball Z, then I think this is not necessary. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I hope you like my review so far. Just give me a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a comment if you'd like to know more about this Zamasu. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you like my content so far. Until then, I'll speak to you real soon. Bye.